In a land of abundance, where olive groves flourished and herds grazed on open fields, Eliezer, a wise and prosperous man, had built a family legacy. His two sons, Jonah and Benjamin, were heirs to this great fortune. But one day, Jonah made a fateful decision that would change the course of their family's business forever. Jonah, with his share of wealth, left the family's land, eager to forge his own path. With his inheritance in hand, Jonah steps onto a dusty path, his eyes shining with excitement and ambition. He's free, and he's convinced that fortune and success lie just beyond the horizon. He ventured to distant lands, where he hoped to create his own success. But the riches that filled his hands soon blinded his judgment. Behind him, his father raises a hand in farewell, and Daniel stands, arms crossed, already mourning the absence of his reckless brother. Jonah arrives in a bustling city, a place filled with wealth, noise, and wonder. The market glimmers with gold and silk. Laughter fills the air. And for the first time, Jonah feels alive. He's certain he's found paradise, a place where he can spend his fortune and live like a king. But with every step deeper into the city, Jonah becomes more enchanted and more careless. In a far-off city, surrounded by luxury and temptation, Jonah squandered his wealth. He bought lavish goods, entertained false friends, and ignored the lessons of resource management taught by his father. Little did he know, fortune is fleeting without discipline. Soon, Jonah is the center of every party, surrounded by new friends, grand feasts, and endless celebration. Plates overflow with rich foods, wine flows freely, and Jonah raises his goblet high, basking in his newfound popularity. In these moments, he feels invincible, like he's conquered the world. But what he doesn't know is that his fortune and these friends are slipping away faster than he could ever imagine. As the days passed, Jonah the prodigal son found himself penniless and abandoned. With no choice, he took a humiliating job feeding pigs, a far cry from his former glory. In the lowest moment of his life, Jonah finds work feeding pigs, dirty, exhausting, and humbling labor. As he kneels beside them, filthy and starving, he thinks of his father's house. In his suffering, he remembered his father's wisdom and the prosperous business he had left behind. Even the servants there live better than this. How did it all come to this? For the first time, Jonah faces the reality of his choices and the price he's paid for his pride. Time moves on, and Jonah, the prodigal son's wealth fades. His friends disappear, his laughter grows hollow, and the city that once felt like home now seems cold and unforgiving. Jonah finds himself alone, wandering those same streets that once held such promise, with nothing left but the bitter taste of regret. The dream has crumbled, and so has he. Broken and humbled, Jonah made a decision that would change his life. He would return to his father, not as a son, but as a servant, to rebuild what he had lost. He understood now that humility and responsibility were the true keys to success.
As Jonah nears his family's house, he sees a familiar figure in the distance. It's his father, waiting, just as he had been on the day Jonah left. From a distance, Eleazar, his father, saw his son returning, his heart filled with compassion. Running to him, the father embraced Jonah, restoring not only his place in the family, but also the lesson of forgiveness and renewal. Heart pounding, Jonah bows his head, ready to face his father's judgment. But before he could speak, his father rushes forward with open arms, embracing him in forgiveness and love. Jonah's burden falls away, replaced by relief and gratitude. In that embrace, Jonah feels a weight lifted. His father does not just forgive, he welcomes him back with joy, restoring him as a son. From the doorway, Daniel watches, conflicted. Why should Jonah the prodigal son be rewarded after everything he's done? But his father's love for Jonah is clear. Forgiveness, he whispers, is a gift I give freely because I love you both. Jonah, now wiser, returned to the family business with a new perspective. He worked side by side with Daniel, his elder brother, learning that true wealth lies not in riches, but in stewardship, humility, and the strength to rise from failure. In the end, Jonah's journey was a lesson for us all. Business success is not just about profit, but about the choices we make, the lessons we learn, and the relationships we mend. Later, Daniel sits with his father under the olive tree, struggling to understand. His father speaks gently, reminding Daniel of the power of forgiveness and the strength it takes to show grace. In that moment, Daniel realizes that family is not about perfection or judgment. It is about love and redemption. And with this newfound understanding, he finally let go of his anger, welcoming his brother back and healing the bond that was broken. In the end, Jonah, the prodigal son's journey, was a lesson for us all. Business success is not just about profit, but about the choices we make, the lessons we learn, and the relationships we mend. While the primary message of the parable of the prodigal son is spiritual and moral, these principles can be figuratively applied to business strategy, emphasizing resource management, risk management, adaptation, customer satisfaction, and a long-term vision for success. The prodigal son initially mismanages his inheritance. In business strategy, effective resource management is crucial, involving careful allocation of finances, human capital, and other resources to ensure long-term sustainability and success. The prodigal son takes significant risks with his inheritance. In business strategy, risk management involves assessing potential risks and making informed decisions to mitigate negative impacts, ensuring the stability of the organization. The prodigal son learns from his mistakes and adapts by returning to his father. In business, a strategic approach involves acknowledging and learning from failures, adapting to changing market conditions, and using setbacks as opportunities for growth. The father's warm welcome highlights the importance of customer loyalty and satisfaction. In business strategy, building strong relationships with customers, providing excellent service, and addressing customer needs contribute to long-term success. Stay tuned for more Bible business strategies that reveal timeless wisdom for your entrepreneurial journey.